Welcome back to my channel. My name is Bella and this is about perspective. And today we are going to be reviewing Ready to Love Season 7, Episode 4 or 5, Advocate Sue. But before we get into the episode, let's do a couple housekeeping items. I definitely want to give a shout out to some of my new subscribers. This channel is growing, y'all, and I'm so excited about that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Shout out to Really BTV from yesterday. We had a really good time on her channel, ranting and reviewing Love and Marriage DC. So definitely go check that out. I'll have all that information in the bio. But let's get to my new subscriber. Thank you, Carissa McCrae, M Loves Black Always, and Casey Blair. And if I pronounce anybody's name incorrectly, I am so sorry. Charge it to my head and not my heart. I definitely want to just shout you out and say thank you so much. And if there's anyone who has joined and I did not call your name, or I have not called your name, it's not because I didn't see you. It's because YouTube doesn't allow me to see your username. So, and that's fine, but I always like to shout out my new subscribers. So if you want to get a shout out, email me at thebellperspectivetv@gmail.com and I will be sure to shout you out specifically. With all that being said, check out my description box. I have a lot of announcements, a lot of the different things that I've got going on, and I will get into the review right now. Okay. This episode was boring to me. It was not giving what I thought it was supposed to give, but there were parts where I was like, okay, let's see how this goes. Let's see how that goes. First things first. Mark Anthony is handsome, okay? Handsome. At first, I was like, he okay. And then I was like, okay, he cute. And I'm like, he handsome. Like, he has nice eyebrows. He's handsome. Very, very handsome. And he seems like he's a decent dude. Like, he don't seem like he a dog, a dog. He don't seem like that. He seems like he's a pretty decent guy. The group meets together. They meet up with Tommy. It was like this fishing extravaganza or whatever. I guess Tommy dropped in on them to surprise them. I also like Blue as well. He is real calm and collected. Like, he's just real chill. Tommy tells the guys, a few of them, not all of them, but a few of them, that on this fishing thing, that they are going to have a yacht party. Now, let me tell you something. Yacht parties, boat parties are a thing in Florida. Like, that's a big thing. Black people on a boat, especially black people on a boat in white, we gonna throw us an all-white party on the boat. That's what we gonna do, okay? Don't do that. It won't do nothing else. Start showing different dates, the one-on-one dates, which I really appreciate because I don't think that they do that quite often, like the one-on-one dates, so we can see how people interact with each other. So Mark Anthony goes on a date with Jeffrey, and while I don't care for Jeffrey like that because I think she's not being her authentic self, I do like how Jeffrey is quick-witted and she pretty much will say what needs to be said. Now, in the date with her and Mark Anthony, I felt like she kept cutting him off and didn't up the fact that she has children. Will he be okay with the blended family? All of that. And he was saying, yes, I come from a blended family, but I don't think he was able to truly work out that he wasn't. I don't think he was able to really fully finish his sentence. And she started talking over him, saying, okay, so you'd be fine with that. And I'm just like, I think you need to listen to what he was going to say in full before you made that conclusion. Because in the confessional, and that's one thing I've noticed about this show, they'll say one thing in front of the person, and in the confessional is something totally different. And I'm just like, now why you ain't just say what you just said to us to them? That's dumb. But anyway, so Mark Anthony basically is saying that he's going to move real slow with Jeffrey because he's never dated a woman with children, which he needed to say that to her on the date. And Marcia. Now, I like Marcia. I think she's a ball of energy. She is super cool. Like, yeah. And I feel Marcia when she was talking about how she don't like animals. Baby, I do not like them animals. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, I watch a cute little puppy on YouTube. I watch a cute little puppy on IG. But, baby, I do not want it in my living room. Do I want it in my house? And squirrels and raccoons. We not outdoors. We not. The other part where he was like, "Oh, I could take you out to a cabin." Now, wait a minute, Marcia. You said out a cabin. Now, wait a minute. Now, there are some nice cabins out there. They call it glamping, is what they call it. Some nice behind cabins with jacuzzis and the fireplaces and all kinds of things. I was like, girl, now wait a minute. Now, you might want to hear him out on that. So Blue was completely turned off. He said, I like her. She was really fun. We could talk about pretty much anything, but she has a whole list of things she doesn't do. And I'm like, Marcia, maybe you should have just said one or two things. I don't know. But I thought that they had really good energy because she's like a fireball. She's like, and he's kind of like chill. But anyway, I guess it just turned him off. We get to the yacht party. And before they get on the boat, Tommy makes the announcement that Andre Bayang, okay? Bayang is not going to be on the ship or on the show because he caught COVID. And I was just kind of like, you mean you eliminated COVID is about 2 weeks now, right? You eliminated your whole entire stuff from the whole process? Because COVID, no, brother. No, something ain't right. But I'm not even going to make assumptions. What I am going to say is that something ain't right. It don't sound right to me. The other part is I saw him in a trailer where he was getting up saying something about like, oh, no, this not how I do things or something like that. And that hasn't happened yet. So is he going to come back at some point? I don't know. And Anthony, they all get on the boat. Everybody's looking real good. They showed a little slow-mo of them walking on the boat. I'm like, is this necessary? But whatever. Okay, fine. Cynthia and Anthony start talking. And I really like Cynthia. That is my home girl. But Cynthia she looked like she about to cry in every conversation. Every conversation I see her having with someone, it seems like she's about to cry. We're talking about family and children and things like that, not really getting into the weeds that I saw, again, the way the scene was produced. But it seemed like Cynthia was about to cry. Didn't anybody get that? I'm like, girl, you about to cry again? Like, we can't be, girl, you need to go to therapy, girl. Come on now, mama, we can't be crying in every interaction. Pulls Sue Ann aside and gives her a gift. Now, let me just be honest with you about how I took this. I feel like Blake using Sue Ann because Sue Ann's a pick-me. I'm sorry, Sue Ann. But girl, you give like you ain't 8, and if you know what I mean, it looked like you ain't 8 in a minute. Okay, it's been a minute since you've 8, and so I feel like Blake is feeding off the starvation. Okay, you hungry? We know you hungry. It's coming off that you hungry. Blake recognizes that you hungry, so he gonna throw you a little appetizer, a little something, right, to keep you on his roster because ain't nobody else feeling him. And sis Sue Ann, I need you to realize that everybody ain't lying, okay? And I need you to be observant of those things. But I understand you ain't 8 and you hungry. But Blake is using that, okay? Hopefully y'all understand the metaphor. Okay. Tony and Morgan. Now, here's the thing about Morgan that I don't understand. Morgan, if you think that Tony is not doing what he needs to be doing for you, why are you even giving him the time of day? She said that she felt like he was neglecting her and he wasn't reaching out like he should and taking the initiative to communicate. Why are you not saying this to him? You telling us this on the confessional, but you're not saying that to him. You saying that he's husband material. I'm sorry, husband material do not neglect, okay? Husband material reaches out and communicates. What are you saying? What are you doing? She's questioning whether or not he's really intentional. And I would too. He couldn't even look her in the eye when they were having a whole conversation. It did not seem genuine. I'm just like, girl, go with your gut. You know what it is. Corvea finds a fishbowl sitting over on a window in a boat. Like, okay, what? Got questions, messy ass questions. You know how we like to do it. Get everybody in a group, ask these messy questions, kick up dust, and be a mess. First question is, who do you think is the best kisser? Okay, I think Mark Anthony either Mark Anthony or Demario both says, "Oh, it's me, I'm the best kisser, and then Demario proceeds to stick his tongue out. Put that away. Put that away. Corvea, she was like, "Oh boy, he's so nasty." Oh, but she blushing. So then the next thing is give a foot massage to the person that you have your strongest connection with. This goes to Mark Anthony. Mark Anthony says, "Man, I gotta keep it tall with y'all." And I was like, "That's cute. I'm sorry using that. I gotta keep it tall. I gotta keep it tall." I have two. I'm giving out two. I was like, okay. So I felt Mercedes' energy. Mercedes thought that he was gonna roll up on her first. I felt her energy. She was like, "Oh, boy, you better rub them feet. You better rub them feet." And I'm like, "Girl, I see you, girl. I see you, girl." I'm low-key rooting for Mark Anthony and Mercedes. They cute. Like, again, low-key in the back, rooting for them. Not too loud, I'm not in the front row. I'm in the back, okay? Morgan was asked who's the sexiest person on the boat. She says Lyndon. You talking about roommate? Him? Girl, okay, girl. Saying, I feel like Morgan is a player. I really do. And I think that she's a player in a sense of she not really here for nothing serious. Because if she really was, roommate would not be the man that she was checking for. And I think that Tony pegs her for the type of woman that, what am I saying? This is a bigger break. It's a bigger breakdown. Let me come back to that. Let me come back to this, okay? I'll come back to y'all on this one, on my thought. So Morgan says that Lyndon is the sexiest roommate. I'm just gonna call him roommate. She thinks that roommate is the sexiest. Marcia and herself, right? Tony like, "I'm thrown off. I can't believe that's a curveball. Where did that come from?" And I'm like, she pulled your card and hurt your little feelings, right? Player. He didn't expect that. He thought Morgan was just going to be sitting home waiting for him like the usual. Like, next question is, and it goes to Jeff, who's your strongest connection? Or, kiss your strongest connection. So Jeffrey goes over to, does Jeffrey go over to Mark Anthony or Mark Anthony goes to Jeffrey? Yes, Jeffrey goes to Mark Anthony. Baby, when he gets to, I was like, whoa. So Demario was completely turned off by that. He was like, "I can't believe she would do such a thing. Oh, she has no control. I'm instantly turned off." I was like, yep, Demario is exactly who I thought he was. Corvea pushing up on Demario. That's the man she want. He got money. He gonna play the game. He doing all that. Corvea comes out and basically talks about how she came from a low income family and her mother pushed her out and helped her it's helped her become more independent, is what she said. And I'm just listening and I'm like, your mother kicked you out of your house, at the house at a young age? That explains a lot. And it helps me have a little bit more insight as to why Corvea is the way she is. More power to her. Blake pulls up on Jeffrey. This conversation was so annoying because Blake says, I've been hearing that you've been saying things about me and I'm, hurt. Blake was like, "Well, what have you been hearing? What have you been hearing that I've been saying?" And he's like, "I'm not going to get into that because I'm actually not supposed to repeat those things." Well, if you're not supposed to repeat those things, then why did you come to me and tell me that you're feeling hurt about it? What's the point? Just say what you're feeling and what those issues are. Now, here's my hot take. I believe Blake is not going to bring up what's been said because then he'll have to address it, which means he'll have to refute it, which means that gives Jeffrey the opportunity to prove that he is lying. Because you got more proof on me than I've got on you, right? You got proof on me, and I'm not about to make myself, look a certain way. I'm like, he's not going to say what it is, because if he tries to refute it, then Jeffrey can say, "Oh, well, wait a minute, here are the receipts." And then he going to look like poo-poo, right, in front of everybody. And at this point, Blake, if you don't go somewhere and sit down, y'all should have voted him off so long ago. I would have taken Fabrice over him. I really, truly would. I don't know why. Maybe producers told her to do this. Jeffrey goes to talk to Demario and Sue-Ann. Dun 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 dun. Here I come to save the day. With her flag and cape and all. Like, girl, if what? I'm assuming this was producer led because it doesn't make any sense. Jeffrey goes and basically says, like, listen, I'm having this issue with Blake. Blake came to me and is telling me that you causing him all this distress, but he won't say why. And Sue Ann was like, maybe you got it misconstrued. Maybe you, girl, girl, what you need to be doing is digging. You need to be asking more questions. You're an attorney. Follow up. Find out what the issue, what's going on. Like, all the other women don't like Blake either. So why? What is going on? So then she was like, maybe you just didn't communicate well, and da, da, da. I'm like, girl, what? Demario was just sitting in the corner like, minding my business. So they going back and forth, and back and all of that, right? And honestly, I personally felt like Jeffrey, this not shouldn't have even been a conversation that you had with Sue Ann. Because what you do not know is that Blake got her in his pocket, right? He done gave her this little neck, or this little, what did he give her? A little watch, a little bracelet, a little something. He done gave her a little something. And so now she's pit bull. And I'm not trying to be funny, Sue Ann, no disrespect to you, but sweetheart, that is manipulation 101. Easy. Janique and Tony have a conversation. Another example of women, y'all need to get therapy. Please do not be going on these dates crying with these men. Like, that is not, I'm not saying that you should not be emotional or anything like that, but then you go into this, I just really want, it sounded like you were talking to your therapist and that you had unhealed issues. I was in a relationship and he said he wasn't ready for one. It was a long term. He couldn't give me what he wanted, and I thought I was never going to be able to find love, and all I want is a man that's going to First of all, Tony is not the man that you need to be unraveling and giving your secrets to. Take that and use it against you. Okay, so Tony is not that kind of man. So that's one of the reasons why women, we need to be getting into therapy before we be in here crying with these men about what we had and experienced in the past. Number one. Number two, ma'am, how is Tony supposed to fix that? You put him, so even if he wasn't a creep like Tony is really a creep, how is he, if he was just a regular dude, how was he supposed to actually fix that? Y'all need therapy, please, quickly. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I was hoping that we rush and get to the elimination part, because I was over this. I was like, oh my god, how long is this show gonna be? When are we gonna wrap? Are we gonna wrap this up pretty soon? I'm ready to go. So get to the elimination, which I was praying to God, like, I wish we get here quickly. It couldn't get here fast enough, y'all. I promise to goodness, it couldn't get here fast enough. So the guys are arguing about when are they going to use this lifeline. Like, when are we going to use it? We got to use it now. DeMario is fighting for his life. I want to use this lifeline. Mark Anthony is like, brother, you don't even know when you're going to need it. You might be feeling somebody else way stronger. It's too early. And I agree with Mark Anthony. I would not use that lifeline until we are solidified that, yes, this is the person that I really want. Nobody has solidified anything at all yet. So why are we using lifelines? So the 3 women that are on the chopping block, I'm like, why is it 3 women? Why didn't y'all just have 2 and just save the lifeline? It didn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense the way that they did it. If y'all could vote on 2 women or 1 woman that y'all wanted to go, just vote on that 1 woman. It doesn't make sense. Marcia was on the chopping block. Corvea is on the chopping block, and Jeffrey is on the chopping block, which, again, I don't understand why Jeffrey will be on the chopping block. The cliffhanger, we'll see what happens in the next episode. Not sure exactly what's going to happen. I still thought it was kind of weird the way that they did this, because I don't really feel like it's any need to use the lifeline at this point. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you for watching till the end. Again, if you have watched this video all the way to the end, you might as well subscribe to my channel, okay? My name is Belle. This is the Belle Perspective, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.